The 2026 New Year's celebration gifted us with one of those moments that will forever be etched in the memory of those of us who closely follow the dynamic between Taehyung and Jungkook. Jungkook, comfortably settled between Taehyung's legs, displayed a naturalness that speaks volumes about the level of trust and comfort between them. It's important to note how Jungkook has never shown the slightest sign of discomfort when he's around Taehyung. On the contrary, his body language conveys relaxation and security, something that is especially significant when compared to other interactions we've witnessed. People who try to sow doubt about their relationship simply don't understand that true connection is demonstrated in these small, everyday details, not in grand or flashy gestures. The most beautiful thing of all was that Taehyung was the one who took the initiative to have Jungkook sit across from him. This gesture shows the respect and consideration that has always characterized their relationship. Taehyung has never been one to invade personal space without consent. He always expects clear signs of reciprocity, demonstrating a special sensitivity to Jungkook's needs and boundaries. Jungkook, for his part, was clearly in his element. Even though Jimin tried several times to get him to sit next to him, Jungkook preferred to stay close to Taehyung. There was a particularly revealing moment when Jimin insisted, and Jungkook simply ignored the request, keeping his attention and energy focused on the person he was truly interested in at that moment. This clear and deliberate choice speaks volumes about his priorities and where he truly feels comfortable. The climax came when Jin, in an attempt to liven things up, lifted Jungkook, and he fell headfirst onto the sofa. Although he could have hurt himself, fortunately nothing serious happened, and the result was that Jungkook ended up exactly where he wanted, between Taehyung's legs. It was as if the universe conspired to put them in that intimate position, creating an image that perfectly captured the essence of their relationship: closeness, trust, and obvious affection. What's truly touching about this moment is Jungkook's attention to detail. He noticed that Taehyung's leg position might be awkward, and without hesitation, he helped him adjust it for greater comfort. This spontaneous gesture of care and concern is what distinguishes a simple friendship from something deeper. It's these kinds of details that make many people feel their connection transcends the ordinary. It's impossible not to mention how Jin intervened to signal to Jungkook to remove his hand from Taehyung's foot. These kinds of signals have become commonplace, as if there's a constant concern about controlling the level of closeness between them. But what's incredible is that despite these attempts at moderation, Taehyung and Jungkook continue to find ways to show affection and care naturally and intuitively. Their connection is so strong that it transcends any attempt at control or censorship. Happy New Year to everyone! I sincerely wish you all a 2026 filled with health, joy, and above all, much love. Today, I want us to begin this new year with special energy, remembering and celebrating our beloved couple, TAEKOOK, because if there are two people who deserve all the good the universe has to offer, it's them. This coming year, I hope Taehyung and Jungkook find the peace and freedom to shine like never before, both in their professional projects and their personal lives, and above all, that they can love each other without fear or barriers, because their love is something that inspires and deeply moves us. 2025 was an unforgettable year for those of us who closely follow Taehyung and Jungkook, because they gave us moments that will be etched in our memories forever. The most beautiful thing was seeing them return home safe and sound after completing their military service, a responsibility they assumed with maturity and honor. Although they were physically separated, every time we saw them reunite, even for brief moments, it was as if the world stopped for a second to remind us that their connection is unique and special. Those moments didn't need words, simply looking at them was enough to understand that there's something between them that goes beyond mere friendship. The details Taehyung and Jungkook shared throughout the year are little treasures that speak for themselves. From those glances in interviews to the spontaneous gestures when they were together, everything reflected how comfortable and happy they feel next to each other. It's the kind of love that isn't sought or forced, it simply exists, and every time we see it, it leaves a smile on our face and a warmth in our hearts. What makes TAEKOOK's bond so special is that it's unbreakable. Neither distance nor difficulties have managed to weaken it, on the contrary, every obstacle has only made it stronger. During their military service, even though they were far apart, they demonstrated that their affection knows no limits or time. It's as if their souls were connected long before their paths crossed in life, as if they were always destined to meet. That profound feeling is what makes us believe that, no matter what comes, they will always have each other. For Taehyung, Jungkook is his most precious person, that exception that makes everything better, and for Jungkook, Taehyung is his refuge, his security, and his greatest joy. It's evident in every movement, every word, in the way their eyes sparkle when they're together. They don't need to prove anything to the world because their love shines naturally, almost magically. It's the kind of love that makes you believe fairy tales can exist in real life, only in this case, the protagonists are two incredible men who deserve all the happiness in the world. Being a taekooker isn't always easy because sometimes you have to defend what you feel to people who don't understand this very special connection. But every tear and effort is worth it, because we love two wonderful human beings not only for their talent, but for the love they represent. Seeing them happy together is one of the greatest joys we can have, and that's why we will continue to support them no matter what. Taehyung and Jungkook are more than a couple, they are an example of loyalty, affection, and devotion. So this new year, let's raise a glass to them. Let's pray that their paths are filled with success, but above all, with moments that make them feel fulfilled and complete. May they continue to be each other's light, may their love continue to grow, and may one day, the whole world be able to celebrate it openly. Because if there's one thing we've learned with TAEKOOK, it's that true love knows no gender or rules, only hearts that beat as one. The relationship between Taehyung and Jungkook transcends the obvious. Since they began sharing the stage, their actions have spoken volumes. It's not about calculated acts or obligations, it's a connection that flows naturally, as if their bodies and souls know exactly how to find each other amidst the chaos. The glances they exchange, the smiles shared for no reason, the way they reach out to one another with just a gesture, all of this is what makes them unique. It's not something Jungkook does with just anyone, nor something Taehyung repeats with others. It's something exclusive to them, a spark that only ignites when they're together. What resonates most with their fans is the authenticity of their bond. There's nothing contrived about their interactions. Every hug, every caress, every moment of complicity feels real, as if the outside world ceases to exist when they're by each other's side. It's a love that needs no labels or justifications, it simply is. And that, my friends, is what makes them a beacon of inspiration for so many. In a world where everything seems designed to be on display, they prove that what's most valuable is sometimes hidden in the smallest details, in the silences that speak volumes. What's incredible is that their connection has withstood time and adversity. Even when military service kept them apart, the distance only strengthened what already existed. It's as if their souls were woven from the same thread before they even met, as if destiny decided from the beginning that their paths were meant to cross. Every obstacle has only demonstrated that their affection knows no bounds, that no matter how far apart they are, there will always be something that unites them. That deep, almost magical feeling is what makes us believe they will be together no matter what. Over the years, Taehyung and Jungkook have shown themselves to be a mutual refuge that doesn't seek the spotlight. When one falls, the other is there, not to put on a show of support, but to silently accompany them. It's a closeness that doesn't need applause or external validation, it simply exists. There's something incredibly powerful in the way they care for each other, in how every gesture seems to spring from affection and habit, as if they've been doing it their whole lives. It's no exaggeration to say that their relationship is an example of what it truly means to be there for someone, without conditions or expectations. What makes TAEKOOK so special is that they don't try to be anything other than what they are. There are no pretenses or elaborate speeches about their connection. It's something you feel in the air, something you see in their eyes, something you perceive in the way they move around each other. It's a love that doesn't need to shout to be heard, because its language is silent yet powerful. And that, dear friends, is what makes them unforgettable. In a world where everything seems ephemeral, they demonstrate that some things endure. Their relationship isn't a passing whim or a fad. It's something that has grown with them, that has evolved without losing its essence. It's as if each stage of their lives has simply added a new layer to that already strong bond. And that teaches us a clear lesson: true love doesn't give up in the face of difficulties, it doesn't fade with time. On the contrary, it becomes deeper, more real, more indestructible. Taehyung and Jungkook have shown that love doesn't have to be loud to be meaningful. Sometimes, the smallest gestures speak volumes. A hand reaching for each other in a crowd, a smile shared for no apparent reason, a moment of complicity that only they understand, that's what defines their relationship. It's a love that needs no explanation, because it's felt in every interaction, in every glance, in every shared silence. And that, my friends, is something that will never cease to inspire us.